And one of the hardest things I've ever had to do as an adult is put my daughter on the back burner and focus on my own health. It was one of the hardest parts about being a cancer patient for me. Tyler Smith. I'm a firefighter EMT for the city of Independence.
And I'm Kayla Smith. I'm his wife.
I think I'd ultimately describe myself as a family man, first and foremost. My wife and my kids, it's kind of everything revolves around them. Every decision I make and everything I do revolves around trying to provide them the best possible life I can. Brooklyn contracted a virus called congenital CMV while she was in utero. Incredibly rare.
And of those kids that end up contracting the virus, not many of them end up with lifelong disabilities like Brooklyn has.
We were told when she was about 6 or 8 months old that she was going to be nonverbal and she was probably going to be non-ambulatory. So we spent basically the last 8 years learning to cope with it and providing her the absolute best life we possibly can. Last summer of 22, I started experiencing some kind of unique symptoms. I was having some night sweats, and some of the lymph nodes in my body were getting noticeably large. At first, I kind of wrote it off, thinking that it might be just, a mild infection or something like that. And as time went on, the symptoms got worse and worse. I was sent for a PET scan. And at the conclusion of all of that, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in October of 22. And shortly thereafter, I was diagnosed with stage 4 because I had the disease basically from the bottom of my brain all the way to my knees. Up until that point, I was also working 2 other part-time jobs in order to save for the equipment that Brooklyn needs. And once I started chemotherapy, not only was I not able to work at the fire department, but I wasn't able to work any of my part-time jobs as well. And so a lot of her needs kind of got put on the back burner, unfortunately. To us, answering the call is everything. Answering the call stepped up at a time where I wasn't capable of providing for my family in a way that I wanted to be. Answering the call filled a void, not only financially, but emotionally, that we were desperately in need of at the time. It was almost immediately that Jason reached out to me, let me know that answering the call was going to get involved, provide some financial assistance, as well as some other types of, support. And we didn't know how valuable that was going to be at the time. And in hindsight, answering the call kept us afloat. They kept us on the right track. And they allowed me to focus on getting my strength back and getting back up on my feet and getting my family back to being intact.
As a wife, one of the worst things you can hear is when your husband's sick. What are you going to do? And answering the call stepped in within days of his diagnosis. And typically we're not people that ask for help. We never have. We probably never would have asked. But answering the call stepped in when we knew we needed help. And it's not just the financial support that they provided. It's the friendships, the relationships that we've built through them as well.
So fortunately for us, I had a scan about 2 weeks after I finished chemotherapy, and that scan came back with a clean bill of health. I am cancer-free. They're going to keep an eye on things. They're going to do repeated scans and really, really try to make sure that I don't end up back in the same position. But as far as I could tell, I'm cancer-free. Tomorrow, I go back for my first shift at the fire department.